What's up, life engineers and those who want to become the greatest humans possible? My name is Eckl and you're watching this because you want the best out of life. How to have better emotions by being more emotionless. This might seem quite counterintuitive, but the more I observe myself, I just realized how true it is and how important of a principle that is. Because if we are always emotional, that means that we are attached to everything. We are attached to our opinions, to our ways, how we do things. We are stuck in our own ways. We really lack the flexibility to try out new things, to adopt new methods. And this, of course, really hinders our progress. Because if we want to feel better emotions, we have to be more emotionless. Because in order to feel better emotions, it's ultimately required that we do specific things. And even if it's just meditation, just sitting there and doing nothing, it requires that we are disciplined. It's required that we push even if it's hard. So it's required that we don't listen to our emotions in the first place. Let's call them like the first moment emotions. You know, these are like the emotions you get when you're just reactive, when just something happens to you or just a current situation and you're just in this situation and you're feeling like a victim. These are like your first moment emotions. And these are the emotions I think we need to shut off. Or at least, if they arise, to not listen to them. Because what do these first moment emotions do? They always keep us away from the things that bring us the most joy, the most happiness, the most fulfillment. So if you were to take on a new project and at first you're excited and that's great, but after a couple of weeks it's getting harder because it's real work and it's getting harder and harder and you feel pain and you doubt yourself and people saying like, oh my God, what you doing there? And everything just feels so negative. And this might lead you to quit. And if you quit, that's only because of these first moment emotions. And first moment emotions doesn't even mean that it happens in the first moment. I mean, it can happen after weeks, but in terms of a project, the first weeks are basically the first moment. So these are always the emotions that happened within the beginning, at the start. And if you quit this project just because you don't feel too well, because you lack security right now, because you don't know how it goes, because you are scared what other people think of you, and you quit, you give up the joy you get from doing something you love. You miss the passion you can feel from doing this. You avoid this kind of sense of achievement if you just make this a great business, for example. You miss the opportunity to help others, to bring massive value to the world. And these emotions you would get after more and more and more of doing the work, of doing sports, of doing this or that. This is what you lose. And this is what I mean when I say, in order to live a better emotional life, we need to become more emotionless. This does not mean that you become cold-hearted. In no way. This simply means that you stop listening to the things that you feel like in the first moment. Because we all know the things that are worthwhile pursuing, they're hard. And it doesn't always only have to be hard work. As I said, meditation. You might not even get into meditation if you're so attached to your emotions, because if you never heard about spirituality in general, you might say, meditation is pure garbage. This is so boring. Why the hell do people even doing that? And you will never even consider to start with it. But if you realize that, oh, my first moment emotions, they might tell me something that's not right. It's just my first intuition, or my first insights, my prejudgments that are probably based on some completely garbage experiences. If you realize that, you can overcome that, and then you try meditation. And even if within the first week there's nothing too special that happens, you keep going, because you know that things that are great, things that might bring you the most and beautiful emotions, that they might just be harder, that those emotions, because they are so good, might take a bit longer. And you keep doing it, and eventually you do one of the things that bring you probably the most happiness, the most fulfillment in your life. Because just the consciousness states, I mean, I'm just 6 months or something into meditation. I feel very good if I sit down and meditate, but I'm really just at the beginning. I'm absolutely at the beginning. But still, there are really not too many people that meditate for 6 months straight, 1 hour every day. Simply because they give in to the first emotions that arise in the first place. So, this is also very important. Even if you mastered this in one specific place, let's say at the gym, you knew, even though it was hard in the beginning, that would be worthwhile pursuing, and you kept going. This is great, but in order to live a complete life, it's super important that you see the pattern in that it's not only in the gym that way, but that it's also in business, in meditation, in relationships, anywhere that way, and that you feel less emotion, or that you feel the emotion. This is very important. It's not only about not feeling the emotion, it's about not giving in to them in order to get better ones. So my friends, let's not give in to these first moment emotions, so that we can live a better life, one that's more fulfilling, where there is more happiness, more excitement, more joy. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to get more videos from me. And now, make this life and yourself your masterpiece.